In our previous video, we executed a script and found something missing. Did you find what is that? Think, 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 think again. Take some time to think. And by the time, welcome to Little's Law, and this is Vasant Shanmugam. Yes, think time. Here you can see we have overridden all the think time to 0 milliseconds from each and every request. We have overridden all these think times to 0 milliseconds. So basically what is a think time? Think time in load testing is the time difference between each action of a single user. A user, while browsing the application, spends some amount of time before doing some action on the website. For example, on an e-commerce web application, a user clicks on a product tile, goes to its product's display page, and then waits there to consume and read the content over the page before clicking on the Add to Cart button. The time spent from clicking on the product tile to clicking on Add to Cart is called the think time. The value of think time varies from user to user, but for our test scenario, we can take the average of think time. Typically, when you think about load and stress testing, you think about just serving up large amounts of concurrent users against your web applications, websites, or the APIs to see how they perform under stress. While stress testing has its place in performance testing, this type of performance test is not suitable for understanding performance from the user's perspective, as this does not really simulate actual real world scenarios. This is where think time comes in to help better simulate the user journey steps such as paths to purchase, searching for a product, or logging into an account. For example, each of these steps have different think time values, and it is important to take these into consideration when load testing. Let's see how do we do the load testing and adding the think time. So we have delay in this actions. Let's bring it after the container. Please remember not to bring this inside the container. In that case, this delay also will get added to the part of response times. So make sure you keep these delays outside the folders. Then let's change the name to think time. And let's give an average think time of 25,000 milliseconds, which means 25 seconds. And let's copy it to the other requests as well. And do we need to add a think time after the last transaction? Yes, we need to add a delay, but that is called as pacing. What is pacing? Basically, pacing is used during the load test to make sure we are running the test with desired number of transactions per second. It is the time difference between each complete iteration of business load. And also, it helps us to control the count of requests sent to the server per second. Pacing is slightly different than think time. As we described above, think time is the delay between the actions within iterations or steps. Also, we have mentioned about load testing that it's not about hitting the server with as many requests as possible with no delay. The test plan with desired throughput can be achieved by finding the correct value of pacing. Additionally, pacing along with think time also helps to better simulate the user experience and provide a more realistic load test. There is typically a short period of time between iterations, so it is an important factor to consider when setting up your load tests. And let me add the pacing. So this pacing actually controls the number of transactions that is being handled. Since we have removed the pacing, so we are adding this pacing here. Let us run another test and see how it works. And now you can see the user waits in the think time and the next request is processed and again he starts to wait in the think time. So this is how the real-time emulation works. So now the test is over and all the think times have worked correctly. Let's see what is assertions and why do we use it in our next video. Thanks for watching. Thank you so much.